Free-to-play players and all players as a whole actually are in some real big trouble. There are lots of characters coming out, especially with Jin Yuan and Sela already have been out. A lot of people have already wasted their gems, and of course for those that are still saving, there is still a bunch of characters coming out very soon. And for the fact that all of these characters are coming out right now is a super big problem. We have a fat ton of characters that a lot of people are waiting for, have sought after, and they're all right next to each other. Of course, we have our 1.1 characters who've officially been confirmed, who are Luocha and Silverwolf, and these two have very amazing supportive abilities. And then we also have Blade, who is seemingly drip teased by himself with no other character with them. Now, I do think the other character that might come with them might possibly be Kafka, just because Kafka is another character just like Luocha and Silverwolf, who are playable in the story for a short time, and also she was in the betas beforehand, so that might be a character that is going to be alongside Blade. But with Silverwolf, Luocha, Blade, and Kafka coming out, who are we supposed to summon on if you're really trying to figure out who is the best for your account? Well, today I'm going to be talking about all of the things that you need to know regarding these characters, and what things you need to know when it comes to should I summon for them and why I shouldn't summon for them, because I know as a free-to-play player, you might want to know why you shouldn't summon for certain characters or why you should summon for certain characters. Now, I do want to preface one thing before we start this video, which is please summon for who you want. It doesn't matter how meta they are, how good they are, how bad they are. If you're going to summon for a character that you're not going to want to use, or you don't like how they look, how they play, all of this type of stuff, but they're meta, you're not going to be having as much fun as someone that you possibly would have loved to have, someone's playstyle that you would have loved to have if they weren't as meta. So please pick whoever you want. This is a single player game. You are playing by yourself. This is your account. Do what you want to do. But for those that want to learn anything in regards to how meta, what to use, why you shouldn't summon for them, this is the video for you. So make sure to keep watching all the way to the end to see the final verdict and who's the overall best value for your account. But let's go ahead and start with our 1.1 characters that we know for sure that are coming, which are Luocha and Silverwolf. Now, Luocha, let's go ahead and start with him. Of course, he is a very big contender for one of the highest values in the game at the current moment. But we gotta make sure to remember one thing. Although he is a healer, and the reason why his value is so high is because healers are very scarce at the moment. The only healers that we have at the moment are Natasha, which is our free-to-play healer that everyone has, and then we also have Bailu, which is our standard banner character. Now, Bailu is going to be a very tricky one to catch when it comes to losing the 50-50, and then when you do lose the 50-50, you have to go across all of these different characters that you might get, and Bailu is just not a certain character that you're going to be getting. But we do know for sure that in the future there are going to be releasing more healer characters, more characters to be able to add more defensive abilities. That way you're not so spread thin when it comes to having a Fire MC and Natasha. You'll end up having more in the future. So while Luocha is a very big high value target right now when it comes to a lot of people's gems, you got to remember that in the future we are going to be getting more healers, whether it be 4 stars or 5 stars. And if Luocha just doesn't seem right to you, that you can live with how you have Fire MC and also with Natasha. If you have Japard as well, that's a very good pickup as well. We also have March 7, that's a healer, and a shielder at certain Eidolons. So there are certain things that you can do to negate the need for Luocha, but Luocha is a very strong pick overall. Now for the next character is going to be Silverwolf. Now Silverwolf is going to be a debuffer and also an element matching to your team and adding the weakness to that enemy. Now this is a very strong buff to have. In all honesty, this is going to let you brute force your way into a lot of these memory of chaos floors, for a lot of these boss floors. There's a lot of things that you can do with Silverwolf that's going to let you have 0 brain cells activated in order to use her. It's a pretty amazing character, and she does a lot for your team and a lot of damage buffs, in all honesty, because of how much she's able to debuff the enemy for you to be able to live, for you to be able to do as much damage as you possibly want to. Now to say why you shouldn't summon for Silverwolf, Tingyun, Asta, Bronya, Pella all exist. Well, of course, Silverwolf is going to be matching those elements, letting you brute force floors. You can opt to do more situational things where you can use Tingyun and Bronya on the team, Tingyun and Pella on the team, Asta and Pella. There's a lot of different combinations that you can use, and since there's a good amount of 4 stars that are support characters already in the game, you can spread those characters across certain teams when it comes to using them in Memory of Chaos. So although Silverwolf is an amazing pick when it comes to using her on your teams and having her brute force your way through Memory of Chaos, making the game super easy, there are reasons why you shouldn't get her if you don't feel like you want to summon for Silverwolf. Now for the 2 characters that we don't know for sure if they're coming, because it was an odd way they were teased on Twitter, is Blade and Kafka. Like I said, Blade is the only one who was announced officially, I guess you could say, as the drip marketing when it comes to him being posted on the Twitter, but Kafka is a kinda if so, just because we don't know 100% if she's coming because there's no confirmation at the current moment. But if we copy the style Hoyoverse does with Genshin, where they drip market before the other characters come out, then it's possible that Blade will be releasing and so will Kafka. Now Blade is a DPS that scales off of HP as far as we know, but we don't know 100% how great he is. He does look amazing from beta footage, but this is beta footage. We got to make sure that we remember that he may be changed a little bit or he may be changed a lot in regards to how he scales, maybe how he plays, maybe. There's a lot of things that can change when it comes to characters that aren't officially released or confirmed to come out yet. Same with Kafka. She seems to be a dot type of playstyle, a more passive playstyle when it comes to using her team, and she's going to require a specific team because she looks like she buffs and also amplifies dots that come out. So people like Asta, Hook, all these other characters that come out that are going to have dots, Kafka is going to be that team for them. So there's a lot of characters you might want to summon for, but of course, who is the #1 pick when it comes to the best value overall when it comes to Silverwolf, Luocha, Kafka, and Blade? The final verdict when it comes to the best overall value no matter what, and someone who I think will never expire when it comes to playing them in Honkai Star Rail, is going to be Silverwolf. I do think Silverwolf is just going to be a little bit too strong of a unit when it comes to the debuffs, the buffs that she gives, being able to match an element on your team, and also being able to brute force certain floors instead of trying to build your team around a certain weakness. You can be like, nah, I'm good, and just use Silverwolf and have that weakness applied to whatever your teammates are. So that's a very, very strong ability to have, and she's also able to apply numerous debuffs onto the enemy. Silverwolf is just going to be an amazing brute force type of support that's going to help any team that she's on no matter what, and she's going to be in a very high value and universal state when it comes to putting her on any team. Luocha, like I said before, he is going to be a healer. Healers are very scarce at the moment, but healers can come out in the future, and this is going to diminish, you know, Luocha's, Bailu's, and Natasha's value when more come out because you'll have more options. Same thing with Blade and Kafka. The first characters to go out in a team are the DPSs. Those are the ones that expire the quickest, but you don't want to take that as a very negative point because of course you have characters like Ganyu and Genshin who came out very early in the game, and characters like Ayaka, they both do the same element. They're technically power creep each other, with Ganyu being the older unit and Ayaka being the newer one, but at the same time, people are still having fun using Ganyu and people are still having fun using Ayaka even though they do the same element. So you want to play with what you want to play with. You want to play when it comes to how happy you're going to be playing with that character, because even if you end up deciding to go for the meta choice, if you don't like them and you don't like how they look, how they play, you're not going to be having fun, and that's the opposite of what you want to do. So with this video being said, if you feel like any of these characters are going to be the right fit for you, go ahead and summon for them. If you want to know who the best meta pick overall was, then it is Silverwolf, because I do think having that brute force ability to be able to ignore any type of weakness and just do the one you want to is just a very strong option to have no matter what. So other than that, thank you guys so much for watching all the way to the end of the video. I appreciate it very much, and make sure to leave a sub and a like on the video if you enjoyed it as well. There's over 99% of y'all who do not sub to the channel and only 1% that does, so make sure to raise that number up a little bit at least in this video if you made it all the way to the end. So thank you guys so much for watching. See you on the next one, and peace.